QB start sit question from David in Cleveland. He's got Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers.
Oh, Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, Rivers has such a great matchup.
Rivers against the
but
Steelers.
Manning's playing Oakland, though.
I know, but Phillip Rivers, Antonio Gates is back. Phillip Rivers at home against the Steelers.
I don't know.
I am going.
Yes.
Water bet.
Bounce back week for Peyton Manning.
That's fine.
That's a water bet between you guys.
By the way,
Peyton.
I love Phillip Rivers, but I think Peyton will outscore him.
I'm not hopping in on this, but I will say this. Looking these two matchups over and what I think is going to happen with Owen Daniels, I'm going to say Peyton Manning as well.
That's fine.
So that is thanks for you had the chance to get in on it with me.
Oh, I don't.
Which would have been one of the first times you're ever with a deal with me. It's like the table separates us, so you can't ever join it's like you're sitting next to him.
Yeah,
you're both wearing MeUndies.
I'll say what.
That's true.
That is true.
It's
this is the
MeUndies
MeUndies side of the table.
But trust me, I wore MeUndies all week. I just ran out, and I didn't wear them.
You should have got the 365 pack. They have it.
Well, I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
Still waiting for it to arrive. Brian and as well as never mind. Brian in Mississippi. Should I trade Randall Cobb and Doug Martin for Julio Jones?
Randall Cobb.
Yes, I would do it.
Yeah, I would do that.
I would do it.
Oh, Jason, the only Cobb owner in the room, is sitting here hesitating.
All right, owner.
Because our bias
I don't know.
coming into play heavily.
Sure.
No.
Okay, so let me just explain what my brain is going through, right? So you had a really good week out of Doug Martin. You have a little bit of depth for, future bye weeks for injuries, things like that. And you're upgrading, right? You're saying you're upgrading from Randall Cobb to Julio Jones.
Without question.
Okay, so how important of an upgrade is that to lose, a
Very
potential
important.
Flex? So you think the difference between Cobb and Julio is going to be large from here on out?
Yes.
Yeah, the difference right now, at least in our
Did
scoring,
you not think that about Antonio Brown and Randall Cobb? Because, Julio's the number one guy right now.
Yeah, no, I see Randall. Maybe I just see Randall Cobb higher than you guys, and that's all the difference is. What is the difference in them right now so far on the year?
In our league scoring, they are about 27 points different after Julio Jones played basically one quarter.
Right. And we talked about it last week. Julio's on pace for 181 receptions. He was on pace for, he has a little bit. Well, they both have injury risk. But just from a pure, Cobb's a slot receiver. He's going to have his games where he scores some touchdowns. You're going to get Devontae Adams back. You're going to get, I just think Julio difference is significant. All right. What kind of trade value do you guys think Thomas Rawls has?
None.
If he's starting next week. If
value?
we found out he's starting next week. Yeah. Would you?
He has plenty of trade value to the Marshawn Lynch owner. If you own Marshawn Lynch, you really want / probably need Thomas Rawls. And so that's generally the team I always – when I've got a handcuff or a backup that's starting and I'm looking to make a trade, I'm always going to be going to the handcuffs owner first and foremost because they'll pay the most for him.
Yeah, it may be. I just think he has very little value moving forward, at least right now.
All right, Mike, why don't you tell the people a little bit about jointhefoot.com?
Yes, jointhefoot.com is the world's fastest growing and greatest fantasy football community. Jointhefoot.com. You can join in with us and a bunch of other listeners of the show. There's ongoing discussions just constantly happening. Ask your questions. There's exclusive content from our show. We do an extra mailbag show every week. There's awesome things like live streams and hangouts and ways of making sure questions are answered. It's a really fun thing on the internet for people who like the show. Just another way to connect.
All right, so you can check out jointhefoot.com. Also, don't forget you can go to the website anytime and submit a question to the show and to us. So go to the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Click the submit a question button. It's really easy. You can submit your question right there. Tell us what kind of league you're in, and we'll do our best to answer those questions. Anything else going on, guys?
Friday, a reminder that Friday there is the Twitter Blitz, the official fantasy football.
I've been working my fingers out so I can get on Twitter and that's exactly how you do it. Yeah, you do.
I've got mine on rest. Actually, I'm just resting up, doing ice baths, thumb ice baths.
Yeah. So, Stay tuned for that. Follow us on Twitter at the FF Ballers. Be sure to check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, I want you to comment whether you think Peyton Manning or Phillip Rivers has a better week.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be good for the bet.
Phillip Rivers, goodbye!
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Don't forget to visit us on the web at www.thefantasyfootballers.com and follow us on Twitter at the FF Ballers.